Hi, my name is Mike Dolan. I lead communications for Mijenta Tequila. And today I'm going to speak a little bit about specifically the category of tequila, the trends that we've seen in premiumization beginning with the US, which is by far the largest tequila market in the world, and then look at some of what's been happening in Europe and the rest of the world, and then get into some of the broader trends that we're seeing as well. So within tequila, it probably will come as a surprise to nobody here that this is a category that's been absolutely on fire for the past 10 or 15 years. And in the US, it's grown 4 times since 2010. But I think when we look at the data, we can see some really interesting underlying trends. And there are a few important milestones where some changes have happened that I think are worth exploring a little bit. So we can see in 2010, tequila was a category that was really dominated by the value end of the category, which were largely mixto tequilas, which do not use entirely agave sugars in the fermentation process. Over the next 10 years, however, we saw a large influx of brands that were called 100% agave. And by 2019, those premium plus brands were really the dominant force in the category. And they were driving a lot of the growth that we were seeing. Fast forward another 5 years, and the category once again doubled in size. And this time we can see that it's really the ultra premium plus segment of the category driving the growth that we're seeing in tequila. And if we look on the right-hand side of the slide here, we can see that the overall growth rate for ultra premium plus is about twice the size of the category overall. While on the other hand, the value end of the category has basically reached maturity, and we've seen not much growth coming from that segment. Looking ahead, IWSR projects that tequila is going to continue to outperform spirits as a whole by a pretty substantial margin. And within that growth of tequila, it's once again the ultra premium, the $45 plus category that's responsible for the lion's share of the growth. And that is where Mijenta and many other ultra premium, super premium plus brands live and play. So what do we take away from this in the tequila category? First, we see that consumers are really focused on quality. And as Graham said, they're willing to pay for it when they recognize what quality is. And tequila has sort of been emerging over the past 10, 20 years. And consumers are becoming much more sophisticated, much more knowledgeable about what makes high quality, authentic tequila. And as they learn more about production methods, as they learn more about the heritage, they're gravitating towards brands that represent that a little more strongly. And again, as Graham said, the tip of the spear is the on-premise. And top tier accounts that us and other brands like Mijenta work with are really the ones that are sort of the main advocates at the point of sale to try new additive-free brands. At the same time, we see retailers investing more in additive-free and creating both physical and digital retail spaces for additive-free brands. You go into a store in Florida, you can find a shelf that's labeled additive-free and find brands like that there. You can go to websites and you can filter by additive-free. And I think what gives us some confidence that this is a continuing trend is that there's still so much room for growth ahead. And as we saw with some of the distribution data and quality of distribution, there's still a lot of runway for additive-free to gain more market share and share of mind. One of the other things that we're starting to see emerge, tequila is really the ambassador for Mexican agave spirits. And it's starting to bring along with it interest in Mezcal in particular, but also some of the other agave-based spirits that are denominations of origin within Mexico, Raicilla, Bacanora, and not technically an agave spirit, but Sotol as well. And consumers are drawn to many of the same things that they appreciate about tequila. It's the artisanal production process, authenticity, wide range of different flavors and terroir and regions that the products come from. There's a scarcity play with a lot of Mezcal as well, where some plants grow for 15, 25, 40 years. Batches are extremely small, and that elevates the price point. And, around all of this, there's increasingly a community of aficionados, whether it's mixologists, influencers, enthusiasts and agave specialty bars that are helping to fuel this interest and introduce people to mezcal and to other agave spirits. And finally, there's really very little barrier to entry. You can find a mezcal at your price point, whether it's entry-level espadín or something off the top of the shelf. There is a mezcal out there for you. So our key takeaways from sort of doing our own deep dive into premiumization in the tequila space is that there's a huge surge in popularity, and it is now increasingly favoring brands in the premium plus and ultra premium plus segment of the category. But more specifically, it's favoring brands that are additive free and signs that there's a sophistication and a maturing of the market as people tend to go after more authentic expressions of tequila. And then finally, as tequila grows both in Europe and Asia, we may see slightly different patterns, but there's no crystal ball, obviously. But one way it could evolve is the way that the market in the US has matured and people are gravitating towards these additive-free types of brands. Mijenta has not one, but two booths here. I didn't give two speeches, but we do have two booths. One is right out here and one is downstairs. So please come by and try some tequila when you have a chance.